Hi, Taylor T. Carlson here, and if you've watched all the videos I put up on my channel, you know that Triumph, the Canadian power trio, is one of my all-time favorite rock bands. I'll also include a link up above to some of my other videos I've done about them. At long last, Triumph is a band who's finally received a documentary, and it's finally hit the Blu-ray format. This is Triumph, Rock and Roll Machine, a documentary film. I'll unbox this case, talk a little bit about the documentary, picture quality, and so forth. So again, here's our front cover. I do like that backstage pass style design there. That's very cool. Spine text. Here's the back cover. And I'll read what's on the back cover. The quote at the top here says, "A uniquely personal story about creativity, friendship, and human connection that will appeal to Triumph fans and beyond." Although they didn't include who made that quote. And then another quote down here. "One of the best music documentaries I've ever seen. Rock and Roll Machine is a superbly crafted documentary, a true triumph of a story." That's from Jason Rockman of iHeartRadio. And the description down below for the film reads as follows. Before Drake and The Weeknd, there was a different set of Toronto musicians who ruled the roost. Known simply as Triumph, this rock trio dominated radio and MTV in the 80s and were the envy of the touring business, with even Michael Jackson taking a page out of their live showbook. But despite being one of the world's biggest rock bands, the trio split at the height of their fame and seemingly disappeared without explanation to their fans or media. Set to a mesmerizing visual backdrop of spandex, 80s hair, and explosive pyro, Triumph Rock and Roll Machine reveals a deeper story about fame and the human condition as the band reunites for what might be the very last time that they play music together. Before I get on with the review, of course, I'll crack this open. We do get a booklet as well as, the actual disc itself. I'll pull these off so you can see the artwork underneath. Nice shot of a great big crowd there. I'm guessing that's probably the US Festival performance, but again, don't quote me on that. Here's our actual disc. And here's the included booklet. There are some cool pictures and little interview clips in here. I'm not going to show off every single page of this, but there is some nice stuff to be had in there. I absolutely love the music of Triumph. These guys have a very diverse sound. They can be as hard and heavy as any band, or they can be, melodic and creating a ballad too. I mean, these guys are all over the place musically, and I mean that in a good way. The band's classic lineup consisted of guitarist-vocalist Rick Emmett, drummer-vocalist Gil Moore, and bassist/producer Mike Levine. In later years, they added touring guitarist Rick Santers, and there was a period in the late 80s, early 90s where Rick Emmett had left the band and was replaced by guitarist Phil X. Phil X, of course, went on to play with Bon Jovi and is better known as a session man. These guys recorded so many classic hits over the years, songs like Lay It on the Line, Magic Power, Allied Forces, Hold On, their cover of the Joe Walsh song Rocky Mountain Way, Never Surrender, Spellbound, Somebody's Out There, Tears in the Rain. There's a lot of classics to be had in this band's discography, and of course their story up in Canada back in the day is well worth telling. This documentary combines a narrative telling the history of the band, as well as the organization of a fan event in which fans will come together and, of course, see the band play for, like I said on the package, what might be the last time they play together. Now, as a fan, I was very happy to hear that this was coming out. And I have to say, I think this is a good rock doc, but it's not a great one. The runtime is only about 97 minutes, and it's just not enough time to really tell the whole story. There are parts of this that feel rushed, and I do feel like the reunion aspect, that whole storyline feels a little overemphasized. I would have liked more emphasis on the past of the band, or maybe made the reunion thing its entirely separate feature. I don't think Rick Santers even gets mentioned once in here, which I think is absolutely criminal. I've only watched this once, so don't quote me on that, but some parts just felt a little too rushed to me. So overall, I was happy watching this. There is a great mixture of new interviews, archival footage, and even some animated sequences alike. The animated sequences kind of reminded me of the ones in the Sparks Brothers documentary that came out in 2021, which has become a personal favorite. Picture quality, of course, for a documentary like this that gets its footage from all over, tends to differ pretty substantially. I mean, the newly filmed interviews look great. The archival footage can really vary because, I mean, you got stuff that's shot on film, you got stuff that's shot on lower quality videotape, you've got photographs. I mean, overall, it's a good-looking package, but do keep your expectations in check when it comes to the older stuff that you're going to see in here. Disappointingly, this is a very bare-bones disc. There are no bonus features. There's not even any menus on this disc. It just feels like they took the documentary and slapped it on a disc and called it a day. Picture quality is very good, but nonetheless, I mean, they couldn't have put in some deleted scenes, maybe some additional interviews, maybe like a discography section, a list of old tour dates. So overall, for the price you'll pay for this, which is probably pretty cheap, I think Amazon had it for like $15 last time I checked. I think it is worth getting for fans of the band. Although I will admit, it could have been a better movie, and this disc could have been better as well. I would like to have seen some bonus features and maybe a slightly longer runtime. Fans should still get it though. Are you a fan of Triumph, and what did you think of this documentary? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content because I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.